Alright, so this is my first video of this new project of trying to explore psychoanalytic concepts through The Wall by Pink Floyd. I'm gonna go song by song and comment on the lyrics, read the lyrics and see what we can learn from them. The first song I'm gonna do is The Thin Ice. And the lyrics start like this. It starts with a baby crying, so a baby being launched into the world for the first time. And it's Momma speaking to it. Momma loves her baby and Daddy loves you too. And the sea may look warm to you, baby, and the sky may look blue, but ooh baby blue. So, what can we learn from this? First of all, it's about this fantasy a child is launched in. It's launched in the world and it's embraced by the love of the mother and the love of the father. And it's created into this bubble of the world being this safe and beautiful and lovely place in the family or in the house and protected from the outside. But the mom, here is the contradiction. The mom who's 30 or 25 or 40, she lived her life and she was exposed to the outside and she knows that the world is nothing of the sort and that it's scary and that it's traumatizing and that there is crisis and there is war and there is horrible shit happening. So the mom says, and the sea may look warm to you, baby. It may, and the sky may look blue, but, ooh, baby, as if she's telling that, wait and see. And here there is this dilemma of parents bringing children into the world and not knowing whether to lie to them or whether to create the space for them and what to expect later when the child, because the child is gonna most likely eventually be exposed to the horrors of the world. And here comes the guilt and the feelings of anger of the child towards the parents of, why did you lie to me? Why did you tell me that in my childhood that everything was safe and lovely and the sky is blue when you knew of all this horror? The song continues. Roger Waters breaks in. If you should go skating on the thin ice of modern life, dragging behind you the silent reproach of a million tear-stained eyes, don't be surprised when a crack in the ice appears under your feet. You slip out of your depth and out of your mind with your fear flowing out behind you as you claw the thin ice. What is this thin ice? We can look at it in two ways. The first one is a typical Freudian understanding of the psyche. The first Freudian understanding of the psyche, of the conscious, this line being the thin ice, and the unconscious. And through childhood, it's like this is like a filter. The thin ice is like a filter, and it decides what to let in and what to let out, and what to push down. So whatever you feel is traumatizing or whatever is conflicting with the beauty of whatever you want to make your conscious experience, you repress, you push it down. You push it down into your unconscious. It doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't disappear, but it's like it takes pressure to push it down. So you're skating on the thin ice, you're up, you're in your conscious experience, but you're dragging behind you the silent reproach of a million tear-stained eyes, because the tear-stained eyes of your childhood and the traumas you lived in your family household, they didn't go anywhere. You're dragging them behind you and they're becoming more and more and more, and you keep on repressing and this weight keeps on becoming bigger, and suddenly the ice cracks. And don't be surprised when a crack in the ice appears under your feet. You slip out of your depth and out of your mind, and you're faced with all the unconscious thoughts and images that you were repressing for all this time, and this launches you into madness or into anxiety or into your symptom. This is one. Another way to look at it, which is more of a Lacanian understanding of what this thin ice might be is the idea of fantasy. Fantasy being not something imaginary. Fantasy being what you use to put yourself into reality, or your idea of what it is to be you in order to be in this reality, or your understanding of the world and your picture of the world in order to get yourself through the day. So this is your fantasy. I am this person, I like this stuff, and I believe the world is like this, and I am skating on the thin ice of modern life. But, for example, in this imaginary island that your parents created for you, and you think that this is reality, it's your fantasy of the world, and you're convinced about it, but you get a glimpse of the outside, and you see something that wasn't part of all of this. You're suddenly exposed to what you would call the real, something you didn't symbolize yet, something that was never part of your history of understanding of what the world is, that you don't even have a symbol for it in your mind. And you're exposed to it for the first time, and this lens, the lens of fantasy that whoever, your parents, your family, created for you, this imaginary idea of what the world is, it breaks for the first time, and you're exposed to what a real substance is, to something from the outside. And here again, don't be surprised when a crack in the ice appears and you slip out of your mind because you're faced with this nonsense, this thing that you still don't have anything to symbolize for, and it can throw you into madness.